Today on Golf Destination, we are in Ireland and we stop into the Carton House, a beautiful Fairmont property west of Dublin that boasts a Mark O'Meara parkland course and a Colin Montgomerie designed links course, plus award-winning accommodations with Fairmont's distinctive service and attention to detail. Stay tuned, you are going to love this golf destination. Next. Hello and welcome to Golf Destination. I'm Meredith Corman. Recently, our crew visited Ireland, and one of their stops was the breathtaking Carton House just west of Dublin. This 36-hole facility has so much to offer, and we spoke with the GM, Martin Mangan, to learn more.
Here at Carton House, which is a Fairmont managed hotel, the history here dates back, to the mid 17th century. This was previously the former stately home of the Fitzgeralds, so the Duke and Duchess of Leinster. And over the centuries, they would have welcomed family, friends, dignitaries, including Queen Victoria would have visited here back in the day. And it was seen as a showcase to really welcome their friends, their family. It's probably good now that what we have here is a resort. So the house itself dates from 1739. The hotel itself dates from 2006. And the golf courses were built in around 1999 and 2001. We have the Manor House here, which is a collection of 18 suites and staterooms, and that's almost like a hotel within a hotel concept. You have the beautiful formal rooms where we serve afternoon tea, the Gold Salon, and beautiful reception rooms where if you're a guest in the Manor House you can relax. But equally in our garden wing, which we have 147 rooms, which is the majority of our guest rooms, they all have amazing views of whether it's the golf course or some of our internal gardens and courtyards, or even just the beautiful landscape that you can see outside. So it really does offer so many choices. 6 different food and beverage dining experiences across the resort. Our amazing carriage house, which is also our clubhouse. We have 1,100 acres. It's a completely walled estate, amazing walking trails. We offer everything on property, not just golf, but for the sporting enthusiasts. We have 2 full-size football pitches. We have acres of walking and hiking trails. We have our beautiful river, the River Rye, which runs through the estate, and our lake. So everything from on and off property, falconry, equestrian, biking, boating, clay pigeon shooting, archery. So it really is a playground for both the old and young and the small. When our guests come to Carton House for the first time, the first thing that they're taken by is the scenery, which is just spectacular, the landscape, and they want to know more about the history. And then, what they talk about really is that sense of arrival, meeting our team for the first time, and that really warm, friendly sense of arrival. We call it the Céad Míle Fáilte, which stands for, it's Irish for 100,000 welcomes. So no matter what part of the world you're from, our goal is really to make you feel welcome. Fairmont is a global brand. Its DNA is centered in North America, predominantly Canada. Fairmont to us, is really about making special happen. That's what we're all about. It's about ensuring that when our guests arrive here, we make them feel special. We're an iconic property. We're actually the oldest Fairmont in the world, based on the age of the building, 1739. We've everything from your casual dining in the carriage house, where you can get a great burger, great Wagyu burger, amazing Irish beef, seafood, that's landed just down the road. And then, you have everything right to our Michelin Guide restaurant, the Morrison Room. So there's and everything in between. Here, this whiskey library is incredible. One of the best selections of Irish whiskies you'll find anywhere in Ireland. And obviously you've got to enjoy a great pint of Guinness. And really explore the resort. That's what we encourage people to do. Take time out, have a spa treatment. There's so much to see and do here. We like to think that we cater very much towards the individual in terms of the leisure traveler, but equally to those guests who want to travel as part of a group or traveling for work. It's quite a tranquil place, and because it's so big, and it's 1,100 acres, so it's not a by normal standards, it's not a large resort in terms of the number of key count in terms of rooms. So you'll always find a quiet corner where you can read a book, whether it's in the beautiful Malahan room, which is just behind us, or whether it's sitting in one of our lovely courtyards on a sunny day like today, or just wandering the grounds. So there's never that overwhelming, let's say, footfall that you see in some very busy city centre convention hotels.
Thanks, Martin. Now we have Director of Golf and Wellness at the Carton House, Liam McCool, joining us to tell us more about the breathtaking 36 holes that you can play on site.
The O'Meara course is a unique 18-hole parkland challenge designed by O'Meara, and the Monty is an inland links course designed by Colin Montgomerie. It's great to have two different options for the golfer, one parkland, one links on the one site. The O'Meara course is a very fair challenge. The fairways are fairly generous compared to the Montgomerie links, and we find that a lot of golfers prefer that challenge as opposed to the more challenging Montgomerie test. A lot of people actually who play the Montgomerie are really surprised with the challenge. Even though it's set inland, the links is very similar to Portmarnock links, European clubs, so a lot of golfers really look forward to returning and playing that challenge once again. Really, it's to do with the bunkers. There's quite a few bunkers throughout the course, no trees, and Colin Montgomerie, being a fairly straight hitter, thinks that everybody should play like that, so the bunkers are definitely challenging. The O'Meara course measures over 7,000 yards. We have multiple tees that can cater for all golfers, so from the really low handicapper right through to the beginner, it does offer a really good challenge. It's fairly fair, the bunkers are fairly fair, and really, with generous fairways and that, we find that a lot of golfers really want to take up that challenge first and foremost. The topography of the O'Meara course really requires you to take an extra club nearly on every shot. I mean, it's very rare in golf that you see golfers going through the green, so I would recommend taking an extra club from those challenging positions. The O'Meara green complexes are definitely more subtle. Again, slightly bigger than the Montgomerie, but fairly fair, and you can see really why most people want to play that course. The bunkers in O'Meara are very fair. The lips aren't really too big, and the idea is that you can actually advance the ball when you do get into a fairway bunker. And again, around the greens, the bunkers are fairly fair again, so overall I would class them as fair. So the Montgomerie, definitely, you need to think your way around that golf course. Again, placing the ball, giving yourself the best accessibility to the pins. I would definitely recommend using the yardage book that we supply in the pro shop to save you a few pounds. The bunkering at the Montgomerie is definitely challenging. We have over 200 bunkers. Most of them are quite deep, so you got to be quite strategic in how you play the course. If you put the ball in the right position, it's very rewarding, but there are a lot of bunkers out there, so you got to be wary. The golfer that scores well around here really would think his way around. Okay, length is a big advantage, but at the same time you got to place the ball in the correct spots to give yourself a fair approach into the greens. So on the Montgomerie course, we've hosted the Irish Open on 3 different occasions, and this year we hosted the KPMG Women's Irish Open for the first time. It was a unique success. We had over 40,000 people attended the event, and some of the golf was of an exceptional standard. We have a lot of different stay and play packages that are available on our website, and again, we can put together packages, bespoke packages for lots of different groups, so that we can cater for golf here and also some of the challenges and links courses nearby. Condition of the courses are unique and excellent, and that's really down to our course superintendent, John Plummer. Himself and his team do a great job here. The course is presented to the highest standard throughout the year, and it's great to get that feedback, and it really gives people lasting memories.
Next, we learn about the history of the Carton House and how the courses are set up for both the amateur and the professionals when they play there. When Golf Destination, presented by Goslings of Bermuda, continues. Welcome back to Golf Destination. I'm Meredith Gorman. The Carton House has a rich history, and Triona Flood joins us to share some of that with us now.
The great thing about Carton House Fairmont is the history. It's so unique and something that can't be bought or created. I'm here in the Duke Suite. So this was the Duke of Leinster's bedroom at Carton House. The house itself dates right back to 1739. So we have almost 300 years of history to explore here at Carton House Fairmont. And we have 18 beautiful rooms in the manor house, all of individual style and character. And the Duke Suite, as you can see, is one of the most stunning presidential suites in Ireland. Today, we are still actually the largest hotel resort in Ireland with over 1,100 acres. At Carton House, we like to say we have a hotel within a hotel concept. The actual resort has 169 bedrooms. So we have 147 bedrooms in the garden wing. The garden wing would be our more modern luxury offering within the hotel. And then we have the manor house. The manor house has 18 beautiful, beautiful rooms. And also we have the 4-bedroom Lennox Lodge. The 4-bedroom Lennox Lodge is our newest accommodation offering, and it's ideal for golfers. It's a 4-bedroom lodge with private dining and living space, and it's right in the heart of the hotel. The manor house rooms are absolutely stunning. Lady Emily of the house, who married the Duke of Fitzgerald, was of royal lineage, and she had exquisite and very expensive taste. And you can really see that in the beautiful rooms in the manor house today. You know, the beautiful ceilings of the gold salon, the Baroque style architecture that was actually created by the Francini brothers back in the 18th century. That room, the Gold Salon, is often referred to as Ireland's prettiest dining room, and it certainly is when you see that gold organ that was powered by the river that ran through the resort. It's just a beautiful room to enjoy afternoon tea in today, and I guess, you know, remember the icons that would have stayed here over the years and all of the celebrations that happened in yesteryear in that room. So at Carton House, we're actually the closest 5-star property to Dublin City Airport. Our guests always thank us when they get here after a short 30-minute transfer. We're also only 30 minutes to Dublin City. So people cannot believe after they leave Dublin City, they're in this beautiful Irish countryside, just 30 minutes away. And a lot of our guests say, when I close my eyes and think of Ireland, this is the picture that I see.
36 holes of golf and impeccable grounds are no easy task. But John Plummer has been entrusted by the Carton House with the task of taking care of the property for the past 24 years.
In year 2000, they broke ground, and I was lucky to come in as the overseer of the building of the golf courses and the grow-in superintendent for both the O'Meara and the Montgomerie course. Lucky enough to have worked with both Colin Montgomerie and Mark O'Meara on the 2 courses. So that was in 2000 we did construction, and then 2002 and 2003 we opened both golf courses. So we have 2 very distinctive courses here. We have the O'Meara course, which is a very American style parkland course. So the grass species on that are much more American style, ryegrass and poa and bent. That's the typical grasses on the O'Meara course. So our maintenance over there is very stripy, green, lush, pleasing to the eye. That's the style of maintenance and style of design of the O'Meara course. And then by comparison on the Montgomerie course, it was much more penal in design, much more geared towards tournament. So the Montgomerie course was traditionally designed with Monty has very large rectangular tees, very deep pop bunkers, and we use a lot of fescue over there, which is a very traditional links style of grass. So it looks much more parched, and it looks a little bit more links style, and that's the style of grass over there. It's worth mentioning, as we look in the background, we have some baling going on there, which looks like a farm practice, but as part of the maintenance of that link style of course. What's interesting about both the golf courses, both O'Meara and Monty, is they sit on about 350 acres of land, which is very big for a golf course. Golf course could easily be built on half that. So on both golf courses, and especially on Monty, you've got a lot of this land that is not in the golf corridor. So it's the backdrop. And as Colin Montgomerie said to us on day 1 when he came here, he said, when I designed Monty, I want to see a sea of fescue with the golf course carved out between it. So for us who maintain it, to try and establish that, what we do is we remove that sea of fescue in the autumn time. We take it off because that takes the nutrient and the richness out of it, and then we let it grow back the following year. So as you view the Montgomerie course at this time of year, you'll see some baling and stuff going on in the non-golf areas. So when we're setting up for a normal day's golf, we're very aware that all of our golf visitor and member watch TV. So they all want tournament conditions. And a daily setup versus a tournament setup can be quite different, but we try and get them as close as possible so that people experience a nice tournament feel out there. But in real terms, what happens is our greens are USGA spec greens on both courses. We are an unusual destination insofar as we have 2 A courses. Monty has hosted many tournaments, so it is a tournament course in its own right. O'Meara equally has hosted many tournaments. Even recently we hosted the Irish Ladies Open. Big event here, you know, and O'Meara really shined for that. We tried to keep our greens up around the 9.5, 10. That's where we would roll. For tournament, we get very specific guidelines from the European Tour or the PGA, and it's usually only 10.5 or 11. That's what they want, because they don't want any wind issues and stuff. So typical day like today, for example, we will have, you know, we mow tees, we mow fairways, we make sure they're really clean, no grass clippings, no preferred lies, as much as possible. We're also very aware that we now live in a new environmentally aware world. So we're very careful not to be artificial about how we do any of that. So as closely as possible to that glossy green that every golfer wants to see, while keeping an eye on the environment. That's kind of our approach.
Still ahead, we take a visit to the O'Meara course, and later we take a walk around the Montgomerie course at the Carton House, a Fairmont managed property, when Golf Destination, presented by Goslings of Bermuda, continues.
Golf Destination is brought to you in part by Goslings, the official rum of leisure.
Welcome back to Golf Destination. I'm Meredith Gorman. This Mark O'Meara designed O'Meara course is a parkland course that is a nice change up if you've been playing straight links while you've been in Ireland. Executive producer Stephen Icardi gives us this overview.
The O'Meara course is as if an American-style parkland course was dropped in the middle of Ireland. Designed by major champion Mark O'Meara, I found it a nice respite after playing several links courses while visiting the Emerald Isle. It offers wide fairways on very hilly topography. Take into consideration on your approach, as some of your shots will make you commit to one more or one less club. The 8th is a demanding dogleg left par 4. Your tee shot is slightly uphill. Don't hit through the fairway or you could have an awkward uphill lie. The approach is again uphill to a rather large green. A lone tree sits on the right side. There are no bunkers on this hole and none are needed. The 14th is a picturesque par 3 that plays downhill, and it has water protecting the front, left, and back of the green. The green is just over 30 feet in depth. The 15th is a dogleg right of well over 500 yards. Navigate the traps on your tee ball. 5 bunkers sit in the landing zone. If you cut it right, you may think of going for it in 2, but the smart play is to hit a layup towards the end of the fairway. The green is narrow and it is fronted by water. I found the O'Meara course at the Carton House a nice change-up in Ireland if you've been playing the many wind-blown links courses the land is known for.
Next, we step up to the tee on the Montgomerie course at the Carton House, when Golf Destination, presented by Goslings of Bermuda, continues.
Golf Destination is brought to you in part by Goslings, the official rum of leisure.
Welcome back to Golf Destination. I'm Meredith Gorman here in the Sociable Studios. This Colin Montgomerie designed Montgomerie course is an inland-style links course that has plenty of bite. Steve Icardi rejoins us to share his thoughts.
The Montgomerie course at the Carton House is an inland golf links that keeps you on your toes. It features over 130 bunkers, and they are very deep. Designed by Colin Montgomerie, he demands that you hit it straight and in the right place. It is a humbling course, but oddly enough, I wanted to play it again the following day. The fescue was recently cut down, but it must be quite a sight of splendor when it is up. It has been the host of several Irish Opens. The course can be difficult even without a steady breeze. The 8th is a long par 5 with no bunkers in your landing area. That changes, however, when you plan out your approach. Bunkers quickly come into play, so get your distance right. The green is protected by 5 bunkers in slopes from back to front. The par 3 12th can be played over 200 yards. The green is protected by 5 bunkers, with one on the left being the deepest on course. A ridge runs through the green. The dogleg right par 5 15th has danger on every shot. Avoid the bunkers in the fairway and plan your approach. The green can be hit in two depending on the wind. It plays uphill with 2 deep bunkers protecting it. If you enjoy a challenge, the Monty, as the course is known, is the perfect test. It is fair but tough and will make you want to have another go at it.
Well, thanks for joining us as we visited the beautiful Carton House Resort and played some fabulous golf in the Irish countryside. Visit our YouTube page at Golf Destination for extended and unique content of today's show. Plus, you'll find some great content there from our archives. I'm Meredith Gorman. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Golf Destination is brought to you in part by Goslings, the official rum of leisure.
Duca del Cosma, Italian Golf Evolution. Puka, the original. Club Benchmarking, your partner on the path to data-driven leadership. Sociable, start trending sociably.